Hi, Quinton. Congrats on your first series victory. This morning, when the run started to flow pretty quickly, were you worried that potentially your chase could become a little bit more difficult than what you wanted it to be?
No, not exactly. We spoke to the batters, what are we comfortable with chasing, and it was well below what we decided on. So, no, not at all. We know here the wonders that we can only get better later on in the afternoon. So we're perfectly comfortable. Obviously, just a matter of finding a way how we're going to get that partnership broken up front, and then we knew we can get them out cheaply this morning.
Thanks.
Thanks. Any takers for the next question? Thanks, Janice and Fidos.
Hi, Quinton. How did you experience your first series as a whole as test captain? And do you still only want this to be for this summer, or have you maybe thought of asking Boucher that you can do it for a longer time after this summer as well?
No, I think for now which was pretty cool, but for now as it stays staying the way as it is, I still don't see myself going further unless they still haven't found someone who can take over. But as for now, it stands the way it is.
If I could just follow up on that, if that's fine. So because cool. How are you guys going about finding the next captain? Is there like a process on the field with certain guys being identified, and then, or is it something that Boucher and Graham Smith are worried about, and you just going on with your business?
No, I don't think there's any format to it. I think once people stop putting up their hands and guys start asking the right questions, I'm sure a leader will pop up somewhere. Look, in hindsight, I'm happy just doing the rest of the summer, but if it needs to be there to go a little bit longer, then so be it. But yeah, for now there is no set plan. Like I said, if someone really steps up and shows the leadership qualities and does everything, then I'm sure they can take over, whoever it may be.
Thanks, Mark, and then Colin.
Congratulations, Quinny. What are some of the things you'd say that the team learned about their progress during this series?
I think obviously our batters were pretty much knew what needed to get done and stood their way. I think the bowlers learned a lot on how to bowl on certain wickets at certain times. I think that's one of the key things. I think because we had such a young bowling lineup, we needed our bowlers to really step up. All of them, we didn't really have a leader attacking, though we had Lungi and Anna, but they're still fairly new to the test lineup. But they came forward, they bowled really well. They also made mistakes and they learned from them, which was good to see. So it was pretty good to see from the bowler side.
Mark?
Quinton, how exciting is it to go now to Pakistan? It's a country we haven't been for a very long time, presumably a real challenge for players at test level. How excited are you about the trip?
Look, there's two sides to it. I'm excited to get there and play cricket. It's a new challenge. I think that's exciting. I've heard a lot of stories about it. I think that will be a nice challenge to be part of. Obviously, then just the rest of it, the outside of the field stuff is another sort of challenge, from bubble life. I think that's going to be the hardest challenge that we're going to put out in front of our plates out there. But yeah, we're still excited. We definitely know it's going to be a challenge we've never done before. But yeah, excited to get there and try and overcome it.
Thanks, Mark. Colin?
Hi, Quinton. You touched on the frustrations of being in a bubble. Are you guys going to have a little break from a bubble now? And when do you, if so, when do you sort of reassemble and when do you go to Pakistan?
Yeah, we got a week off now. A little bit more than a week now. Then we leave the 15th. Then we'll come back and probably that still hasn't decided how long that next break is going to be to Pakistan. So probably going to only be home for 2 weeks in the next 3 months, which is quite a challenge. Even though we're in South Africa, at some of these tours we're still in a bubble, which is still not the ideal thing, but it is what it is at this moment. So, so yeah, that's what we're looking at in our future.
Thank you.
Shafiq,
Quinton, Mark Boucher. Yeah, Sipakazi?
Go for it, Shafiq.
Okay. Quinny, Mark Boucher made his test debut way back in '97 in Pakistan and has been there on, I think, 2 subsequent tours. How much will you and the team, especially you from a keeper point of view, lean on those experiences that I don't think any one of you has toured in Pakistan before?
To be honest, not too sure. We'll see when we get there. I think Bach obviously has told us some stories and his experience will come in handy when we get there. But for now, with this week leading up to our tour, we're not going to think about cricket. We'll just get home to our family and friends. When we get there, we'll reassess everything. Obviously, I've never played there. No one else has played there. I think just Faf. And that was a T20, 1 or 2 T20s. So hasn't been Test cricket. So, you know, we're also new to the subcontinent, so we're also going to go there and find new learnings and new challenges that we haven't been dealt with before. So when we get there, we'll assess everything, and I'm sure Bart will start getting to work at everything.
Salford.
Quinton, just to take you back to the Sri Lankan series for a minute. You can only play who's in front of you, and there weren't many left in front of you after what happened at Centurion. Do you think you got a fair assessment from this series of where your team is at, or do you need to play someone stronger? Oh, I've lost it.
Sorry, there's a bit of echo, Salford. If you can repeat your question.
Okay. Just to take you back to this Sri Lankan series, you can only play who's in front of you, and of course, you know, they were falling over in Centurion much better, so there weren't that many left. Have you got a fair assessment of where the team is at right now in terms of, you know, the way they're playing and their strengths, or would you need to play against someone stronger before you can accurately say where the team is right now?
Yeah, I think so. I think, you know, us obviously we won the series, and we did win it pretty convincingly, but I still don't think we played our best cricket. Obviously, you know, we put ourselves under necessary pressures at the wrong times. I think, you know, when you play against really the top teams in the world, they really put you under pressure. They keep you under pressure for as long as they can. And I think that's all something that we can judge ourselves on. While that we still won the Test series, which is still good to see. You know, we haven't won a Test series in a while, and we haven't played Test cricket in a while, so it was a good start the way I see it. And yeah, now going forward, I'm sure we'll just grow from strength to strength.
Thank you.
Thanks, and finally, Fidos.
Quinny, not a lot of people would know what it's like to operate as a professional sportsman at this time. Can you just describe a little bit about not just the bubble environment, but what it's like knowing, I mean, there's a pandemic raging, players are testing positive in other parts of the world. There's obviously a social situation in the country. Just can you explain a little bit to us about what that experience is like?
It's unsettling. I think, you know, there's a lot of nerves that goes around when it comes to, well, mostly the bubble and things going around. I mean, you know, lots of small things, you know, just things that you're not used to in life. You know, I mean, one day we could just be normal living, and the next thing, you know, lockdown, and then where do we go from? We're stuck in a bubble. I mean, we could be stuck in a lockdown somewhere in a place for a certain amount of period, which is the worst case scenario. I mean, but naturally, as an old person, this is the way you think about things, you know, and just the way that, you know, and the because of the bubbles also, it just makes the tours longer because of quarantining periods. you know, you stay in your room for a certain amount of time, and then we get deemed where we are fairly safe to play. So yeah, it's very unsettling. I don't know how long it can last for, but yeah, for now, just deal with it in the best way possible, I guess.